name is Samantha James. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Today we have a pick a card that you guys voted on, and it's a spiritual one. We're going to be talking about the rest of the year, the rest of 2022. I'm going to take a deep dive into just all things life, energy, love, career, abundance. And we're going to talk about some astrological transits and how that may affect you as well. We have 3 piles to choose from today. We have pile number 1 with the pink calcite and divine source. We have pile number 2 with the clear quartz and guidance. And we have pile number 3 with the rose quartz and intuition. All right, you guys, so the timestamps are linked down below in the description box. I did want to announce that I am booking private readings, so if you guys were interested in booking one, then definitely reach out to me via email and I will send you my menu and how to book. In the meantime, I'll see you at your pile. Hello, pile number 1. Welcome if you guys chose the pink calcite as well as the oracle divine source. This is for you. We're going to be talking about the rest of the year, the rest of 2022, and what you can expect in the coming months. So help me know that all my deepest needs will be met. Let me trust that you have a plan and the right actions will come. You are my source for it all, divine source. I actually just saw this post on Instagram. I like to do a lot of reposts of really cool things that I think are spiritual and beautiful. So follow my tarot Instagram, Samantha James Tarot. I also do daily pick-a cards on there. But the post basically said the universe doesn't want you to work harder and try harder. It wants you to trust them, which is so interesting and so cool to me, because sometimes I feel like when things aren't working, it's like, okay, I need to put in more work. I need to work harder. I need to try harder. And it's like you even kind of tighten your grip a little more, and you're actually not like surrendering to possibilities and outcomes and different paths and just the universe in general. And you're actually affirming that you don't trust the divine plan and divine source, that you have to somehow put everything into your own hands and you have to do it all by yourself. And it leads into some sort of like control freak mentality. And what's so negative about trying to control everything is you're not surrendering, you're not trusting, you're not receiving. And there's a time and place for everything. There's a time and place to be in a doer energy, and then there's a time and place to be in a receiving energy, which is what yin consists of and what yang consists of. And having both is super, super beneficial. All right, you guys, so we're going to be talking about the rest of the year. I have some pre-shuffled oracle cards. I have more oracle cards that I am going to pull from, and then, of course, some tarot. I think I'm going to start with your oracle because it's already here. It's already in front of me. So let's see what we have. We have peace, deep knowing. So what is the rest of the year looking like? When I lean toward love, I am led. Through prayer and meditation, I create a ripple effect of peace in the world. We have 5th house, where you have fun, romance, and create things you're proud of. And we have the 3rd house, your potential to learn something and your local neighborhood. We have take divinely guided, change, God is your source. We also have that divine source. That's really cool. Solitude and truth. All right. So I like the conjunction or the synchronicities with God as your source and divine source. I actually just posted something really interesting, and I'm wondering if you guys are a Aquarius rising with the 5th house here, or if you are an Aries rising with the 3rd house. The only reason I mention it, and it doesn't necessarily have to resonate, and I'll talk about how these will correlate to you if you're not those, Aquarius or Aries rising. The only reason I mention it is because Mars just entered Gemini, and I felt like this reading was perfect as well, that you guys voted on it. Perfect timing. Mars entered Gemini, and it's going to stay in Gemini for, I think, the next 9 months. 7 months, which is really big. 7 months. Mars doesn't stay in any particular sign for more than 6 weeks. So for it to stay in a sign and then a mutable sign such as Gemini can create a lot of like chaos in some sort of way, and that there's a lack of focus and, you know, it's ever changing. So we look to our rising sign in our birth chart to figure out where we should plug in our focus. So for you guys, it could just be that you should plug in your focus in your 3rd house. It doesn't matter if you're an Aries rising or not. But if you are, then even more than that, this is more of a sign. So your potential to learn something. So your 3rd house representing like mastery of skill, higher education, learning something. We have the 5th house. And this is romance. This is where you have fun, where you create things, where you bring your passions to life. And I feel like these are coming out because it is a good kind of symbolic sign that you guys should place your focus there for the rest of the year. And either one of these or both of them. And then, like I said, if you're an Aquarius rising or an Aries rising, even kind of a bigger sign here. All right. So yeah, okay, what is the rest of the year looking like? Let me pull your tarot and then I'm going to connect the oracle to it. What is the rest of the year looking like? Wow. To start, we have the Ace of Pentacles, growth. Just growth, just like overall growth. We have the Moon in reverse, misinterpretation. Maybe you guys will be getting some clarity, or you'll be moving away from a lack of clarity because you will be honing in your intuition, your trust in source, in the divine plan. In your own deep knowingness, will you be centered in peace? We have the Devil. What is the rest of the year looking like for group number 1? And the Sun. This is such an interesting spread. Obviously, I'm going to have to pull more cards and clarify. So, clarify the Ace of Pentacles for me. Clarify the Ace of Pentacles. We have the 6 of Cups in reverse, leaving the past in the past, leaving the past behind. Clarify the Moon in reverse. Becoming more confident in your own self and your ability to produce and create, even answers, even your own intuition, just becoming more stable in general. Clarify the Devil. That's a confusing one. Clarify the Devil. Death. Okay. Release. Transformation. Letting go of codependencies. Letting go of grips. Letting low. Maybe I kind of went on like a little intuitive rant. But maybe I was channeling, maybe it was on purpose. I was talking about releasing your grip, releasing that kind of control freak energy. We all have it. Don't worry. I'm not calling you out. I'm a control freak too. And sometimes having a codependency on that, or an expectation of someone, or a codependency to something that you feel like is going to help you or excel you, because the 9 of Pentacles is all about independent energy. And I'll start from the beginning and kind of read the spread in a more coherent way. But I'm jumping around because it's interesting that we are getting the Devil, and it's just talking about how you guys need to, for the rest of this year, really focus on self-reliance. Like, yes, pursue romance, and yes, pursue fun and creative endeavors, but at the same time, don't have any expectations as far as the outcome. Clarify the Sun for me. Clarify the Sun. Clarify the Sun. Maybe you guys get too attached to people, to things, to outcomes, and it's time to release attachment. Let your past, with the 6 of Cups in reverse, serve as an example. And then we have the Emperor, clarifying the Sun. I don't know if it came out in reverse or not because it dropped on the floor, but I feel like I'm going to put it in the upright. So the Emperor clarifying the Sun. Okay, so group number 1. So I'm definitely feeling like, okay, for some of you, the end of this year is going to conclude in some sort of ending, and you can take that however it resonates. For some of you, it could be an ending in a relationship. And of course, like I always tell you guys, I'm not really telling you anything you don't already know. You're very intuitive people, which is why you're here, which is why we've kind of created this tarot community. If you feel like you're in a connection or a relationship or something that is not going to necessarily survive the next, 5 months, then that could be what the ending refers to. Or for a lot of you, it can also represent that there's going to be an ending in certain codependencies or certain habits that you might have that are no longer serving you. For some of you, it's in relation to holding on to things that no longer serve you anymore from the past, and allowing your life to shed all of the energetic junk so that you can create more room for new opportunities to come through for you. I really like this card because it says, take divinely guided change. And I see a lot of changes happening here for you in the end of the year, and a lot of opportunities coming through in result of it. Ultimately, with the Sun and the Emperor, I see you guys standing in your power. I see you feeling really confident and self-assured. Now, how can I explain this in a way where there is a lot of substance to that? Because I'm not just talking about like, oh, you're gonna like glow up, sis, and you're gonna be confident. Like, there's so much more backbone to this energy that I'm seeing for you, group number 1. I'm really seeing that you're truly going to feel good about yourself. For some of you, you're going to feel good being single, which might be something that you're afraid of, if it's ending a codependency or a toxic relationship that no longer serves you, or connection that isn't necessarily giving to you the way that it should. For others of you, it's just changing your mindset and changing the way that you view your life, and really just focusing on propelling forward rather than looking backwards. So take divinely guided change. All positive change and successful ventures involve a degree of risk, and you are ready to follow your divine guidance to new territories. Ace of Pentacles, new territories. As you leave behind that which is comfortable and familiar, but no longer appropriate for you. 6 of Cups now showing up in reverse, death, all about transformation. You make room for new and more meaningful opportunities. The Ace of Pentacles and the Sun, the Emperor. So I really love that card. And then we also have this one, which I didn't read. And we have Divine Source. We have God as your source. Everything you need is supplied by the infinite source of God, and your faith opens the doorway to receive. In God, there is no lack or limitation. Rather, there's plenty of abundance for all to share. Okay, so the rest of this year for group number 1, we have the 8 of Cups coming out in reverse. The rest of this year for group number 1, we have the 7 of Cups, the 8 of Wands in reverse. I see a lot of changes. And I see a lot of obstacles. Like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that the rest of this year is going to be like a walk in the park. I do think that you are going to set yourself up for a beautiful walk in the park come 2023. If you finish out this year strong with the Emperor energy, I do feel that if you make certain changes, or I feel like what will make it hard and what will make it full of obstacles is if you guys resist change. And I feel like if you resist the guidance of the universe, if you try to, like we talked about, have control over the outcome, control over this, and you just try to keep such a tight grip, on everything, you're going to really go against the flow of the universe and the flow of what is set out for you and your own destiny, let alone the rest of this year. So I'm seeing like a few hardships. I wouldn't call them like negative. There's nothing that is like necessarily here that's coming out that seems really scary. I feel like for some of you, once you shed the weight of someone or something from the past, you're actually going to be quite lighter and better off than you started. But I guess the point that I'm trying to make is I feel like you guys are going to, the rest of the year is not going to move by so quickly. Maybe in time space it will, but as far as like what you're trying to accomplish or what you're trying to get over, it might seem like this is taking a lot, you know, taking a lot of energy, taking a lot of time. In retrospect, or the grand picture, if you really zoom out, I do think, like I said, this is going to set you up for a gorgeous new year come 2023. And I feel like those are some really, there's going to be some really exciting things for you to look forward to. Yeah. A lot of things are going to be coming very full circle for you. A lot of things are going to come towards its completion. Clarify the 8 of Cups in reverse. We have the Tower. Yeah, so like I said, there's going to be, maybe even some situations might be difficult to walk away from, but it's going to be necessary. And I definitely feel like maybe the rest of this year is going to, and it's not, I know I'm like scared of everyone's comments for pile 1 at least. It's like, I don't want to sugarcoat anything. I mean, to be very honest, I don't think the rest of this year is going to be easy. It's gonna be difficult, and it's gonna be difficult in a more mental and inner healing energetic way. I don't want to say it's difficult as far as like interpersonal relationships or career and finance. Like, I don't think that. I think that if anything, you guys are going to be very abundant for the rest of this year. So if you've been stressed about money, definitely keep those stresses to the side, because I don't think that is going to be what the focus of this rest of this year is. I think it's more going to be just like a Tower moment, the Tower before that Star. And I feel like, I don't know why, but I'm really getting that a lot of what is going to, start, what am I trying to say? You're going to see a lot of results come December and January. I don't know why, but I am seeing that. And what's so interesting about January is it's starting into Aquarius season, ending Capricorn season, and Aquarius ruling the Star card, and this Tower moment, the Tower in the tarot coming right before the Star. So it's this Tower moment that you might be having for the rest of this year, but the healing, the confidence, the full circle realizations, the being able to be a leader because you found the light through darkness, that is what's in store for you. So it's not like we're laying out the cards and we're saying, oh, you're just destined for like doom. No. Like, the universe does not want things to be difficult for you. They just want you to learn certain lessons. And I see you guys being very hard-headed. I see you being very stubborn. And don't worry, like, I know I'm calling you out a little bit, but I am the same way. So it's not like a big offense. Like, trust me, like, there's nothing I say on this channel that I have not done yet or experienced my fucking self, which I feel like, which is why I've had the crazy life I've had, so that I could, you know, do what I do here on the channel. I like to think of myself as like someone who has lived and continues to live life and experience life. I don't just sit at my table every day and regurgitate the same bullshit to you guys. I actually don't post enough, and it's because I'm out here living life. So trust me, I've made every mistake in the book. I've made every wrong turn. I've been in every type of bad relationship you can think of, and blah, 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 blah. So I guess my point is, I'm hard-headed too. I resist change. There was a period of my life where I was trying to control everything, and it wasn't until I surrendered and allowed things to flow freely that things really started to fall into place. And I just did not realize that, because like, when we want control, we want control. You know, we don't think that like, if we let go of our grip, like everything will work out. The whole reason that we're control freaks is because we're so afraid of things not working out. And I do think that stems from a childhood wound. But that's a kind of a story for a different time. But I guess my point is that you guys are definitely going to, the rest of this year is going to be what you make it. If you make it difficult on yourself, it's going to be fucking difficult. I hate to say it. It just is. If you allow yourself to learn these lessons now, and you don't need to learn things the hard way, which I do see a lot of you guys need to learn things the hard way, it will be easier. But no matter what, whether you decide to take the road less traveled or you take the you know, easy path. Either way, whether you learn the hard way or you take this tarot reading and you really apply it to yourself, you are going to end up in the same place. And the same place is peace. The same place is prosperity. The same place is, you know, finding real love, higher vibrational love for a lot of you, celebration with the 3 of Cups, moving away from trauma, moving into healing, things coming very full circle for you with that World card. And being successful. Ultimately, whatever your definition of success is with that 6 of Wands coming out. So I want to pull some Moonology Oracle cards, some energy cards as well. What is the rest of the year looking like for group number 1? The rest of the year for group number 1. The rest of the year for group number 1. So we have know your worth. Know your worth. Okay, I can't yell. My baby's sleeping. He's taking a nap. Know your worth. New moon in Taurus. Be humble. Okay. First quarter moon in Leo. Be humble. Because here's the thing, you're going to know your worth with that Emperor that we had, with that star moment you're going to come into, but then be humble about it. Like, you're going to have gone through the thick of it. You have every right in the book to brag, and you have every right to, you know, be confident in how you are and where you are, but be humble about it. Interesting. I don't know. I'm being called to like look into the book a little bit more about that. First quarter moon in Leo. Okay, tension is in the air. You know what you can achieve. You know that you can achieve your goals, which is half the battle. But this card suggests that you need to be less show and more substance as you move slowly towards your goals. Don't try to impress anyone with money. Avoid allowing your ego to overwhelm you. Don't opt for something merely because you think it will impress others. Practice grounding. In a financial situation, slow your spending. In love, if you're being stubborn or possessive, now is the time to stop. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that because I feel like I'm calling you out a lot, and it really doesn't matter if I am, because that's why we're here on a spiritual pick a card. I don't think a spiritual pick a card is ever easy. It's even difficult for me as a reader to click on one and to listen to it, because it's always, you know, spirit. It's always hard truth. It's always hard facts, you know, and it's not always easy to receive. But this is great because this is saying that you hold a lot of energy and a lot of power. So manifest that. Identify and clear any blocks. Step up to receive all the goodies that life has to offer you. You have to really want it. This card speaks to the sacral chakra, which is located below your navel, and it's bright orange in color. This is the center of your sexual energy, and it helps you connect with people around you and to express your creativity. Love that. Love that. All right, so that is what I'm seeing for that. Let me pull from the Energy Oracle. What is the rest of the year looking like for group number 1? What is the rest of the year? Yes, rejoice and celebration. We have that 3 of Cups. Literally, they have 3 cups, number 3. So I am definitely seeing that for you guys. There is going to be some sort of celebration. I don't know if you guys are going to a wedding, having a wedding, a party, a birthday party, just holidays maybe. Reconnecting with families and friends. We have choose wisely. Oh my God. And then there's the 7. That's so funny. We got the 3 and the 7. So this is like a Oracle Tarot deck. It's really cool. But it's so interesting that we got 7 of Cups and 3 of Cups. Maybe because I didn't necessarily talk about it as much, but choose wisely. There's going to be a lot of different opportunities, a lot of different temptations, a lot of, like I said, different paths that you can take. And it's up to you to follow your intuition, to trust the divine and trust source on which path to take and which one is going to be best for you. What is the rest of the year looking like for group number 1? What is the rest of the year looking like for group number 1? What is the rest of the year looking like for group number 1? Okay, we have indecision coming out. I use my intuition in all aspects of my life. So, you know, as I was saying, choose wisely and choose the path. Surrender. Choose wisely and choose the path. In my head, I was thinking, well, Sam, like, explain to them a little bit how they can do that. Because what if some of you guys are like, well, I don't know how to do that. Intuition is going to be so big for you guys. Intuition is going to be so big for you guys. I cannot stress that enough. Intuition in that you are going to hopefully plug into source. Who is source? Whatever you believe source is. Your spirit guides, your angels, spirit, Gaia, God, Jesus, you know, whatever it is. Source is that divine energy of the universe. It's found within us. It's found without us. It's everywhere. And to become aligned with source, there is a lot of grounding that is necessary. There's a lot of healing that is necessary. And there's a lot of intuition that is needed. Intuition to pick a card, you know, you click on a spiritual pick a card and it's about a message from your ancestors or your spirit guides or whoever. You need to really plug into that intuition and figure out which pile is meant for you so you can really receive that message. And then when you receive that message, you need to plug into that intuition again and figure out what should resonate and what you should drop and should you take it all and things like that. Are you hearing other things? Are you getting messages? Are you receiving downloads? So intuition is going to be really big as far as making decisions, choosing the right path, choosing the right opportunity for you. And then another thing that is going to be a helpful tool for you is surrendering. I can release my need to control. Okay, group number 1. So this was really gorgeous. I am going to leave it at that. I really hope that resonated. Thank you so much for everyone who tuned into this reading, everyone who joined. Definitely leave a comment down below. I do like feedback on the spiritual picker cards because, I don't know, I've always felt like maybe people were not that into them. But definitely leave me feedback if you are so that I can continue doing these for you guys. But in the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy. If you are looking to book a private reading with me, I am booking. All that information is down below. Send me an email and I will reach out to you with a menu and how to book. In the meantime, I will see you guys at your next video. Hello, group number 2. Welcome. If you guys chose the clear quartz, this is for you. So your oracle is also guidance, and we have this really nice little sailboat. And like, I feel like this is a North Star. We have a gorgeous butterfly, which we all know is representative of transformation. And the oracle message for you is when you make divine intelligence your foundation, you finally have a fixed star to follow. All right, you guys, so we are here today. We are going to be talking about the rest of 2022, the rest of the year, what's in store for you, all that great stuff. I haven't decided, should I pull your oracle first or should I do your tarot? I did oracle to start with. Okay, whatever. We're gonna do oracle. We're gonna start with oracle, and then I'm always going to pull some more. Then we're gonna do your tarot, and we're going to kind of figure out what the rest of this year is looking like. So to start off from the energy oracle, we have breathe. We have blessed. I can't help but notice the synchronicity in that they're both putting their hands together like this. And it kind of looks like in prayer. I know that we do it in yoga. You can, I guess, do it in meditation. There might even be a literal word for this, but I don't have it on the top of my head. We have I choose to learn through love. I am the loving energy of the universe. For your astrological cards, we have the 11th house, where the cosmos grants wishes, luck, friends, and social occasions. We have Pluto, your ability to transform, take a big leap forward and rebirth, which I kind of spoke about with the butterfly spirit. We have cooperation instead of competition. We have detox your friendships. And ask for your needs to be met. And trust. Another little sailboat and the sea. Some of you guys could be traveling across country or moving for some of you, which is really cool. Moving overseas, quite literally. Okay. So I kind of want to put it like this so I don't cover up your tarot. So I want to talk about this 11th house. Mars is entering Gemini, and for those of you that don't really know what that means, Mars is basically the sign of action, and it can also be the sign of, you know, your fighting spirit, chaos, all that great stuff. But what's so unique about this transit is that it's an immutable sign such as Gemini, which is very fluid and is constantly moving around. You could be a Gemini or have Gemini in your chart, or Scorpio as well. But Mars in Gemini this time around is lasting for 7 months, you guys. And Mars in any particular sign doesn't last longer than 6 weeks. So this is sort of a big deal to the astrological community. And the 11th house is coming out for you guys. I wonder what your rising sign is, but I know that because Mars is in Gemini, the biggest advice right now during this time is to place your focus on something, because focus is going to be really difficult to have during this transit. So you could have some of you guys could be a Leo rising, which would be the 11th house. And the 11th house does rule over friends, social things, humanitarianism, technology, hopes and wishes, the future. So some of you guys could quite literally be a Leo rising. So Leo rising, I also mentioned Gemini. We also have Scorpio. But this talks about where you should be placing your focus. And this could be a really good sort of theme for the rest of this year, because Mars will be in Gemini up until 2023. And like I said, there's just sort of a lack of focus, and it is teaching us to have focus somewhere. So for a lot of you guys, it's going to be wishes, cosmos and grants and luck and friends and social occasions, which is really positive and awesome. And look at that. We have that beautiful North Star imagery, and I'm seeing it here as well. And then we have all these like star imageries here. So I really love this. I feel like a lot of you guys are definitely going to be glowing up towards the end of this year. Some of you guys are going to be like shedding some weight of the past, literally detoxing yourself of friendships. And if not, maybe you should look more closely at your friendships and relationships and see if they are serving your best interest. But with blessed here, honestly, in the energy so far, I haven't pulled the tarot, I'm just getting a much lighter energy than I did with group number 1. I felt like group number 1 was really going to go through it, but ultimately it was going to lead them to their best self and best transformation. Jackson, enough. Thank you. And I feel like with you guys, there's just going to be a lot of blessings coming through for you. And I know that sounds really cliche. Like for you guys, the rest of 2022, there's like a lot of blessings, but I honestly see it. And I know that there's more to it. For some of you guys, it's going to have a lot to do with your interpersonal relationships, friendships, and family, and shedding weight of people who are like just not giving to you the way that they should be. Some of you are quite literally moving away from them. And maybe even just in divine timing, it just happened that way. Like instead of having to necessarily detox your friendships, you're just kind of moving on and growing out of them. But your abundance flow is being affected by the people with whom you're spending time. So be discerning about your associations and relationships, which is also the 11th house. Be discerning about your associations and your relationships. Yes, your focus should be in social situations, and it should be in friendships and this and that. But, and here's the big but, your focus will only be, or your focus should only be where you can really improve in life. So if your focus is in the 11th house, and the 11th house rules relationships and friendships and social occasions, then hang out and spend time with people who are better than you. Spend time with people who are like-minded. Spend time with people who are motivated. If those are your goals, you know what I'm saying? Don't you just waste away the rest of this year having a party and hanging out with low vibrational people. Hang out with people that make you want to do better and be better. All right, so I don't know, I'm being so crazy with that. So be discerning about your associations, relationships. Choose to be with people who are inspiring, generous, and supportive. Because I'm really getting the energy that you guys are just naturally super generous. And I don't think that people that are naturally generous always get that reciprocated. You guys could be huge givers, and a lot of people in your life could be big takers. We have asked for your needs to be met. God and the angels can come to your aid only if you make a free will choice to be helped, and it begins with asking. It doesn't matter how you ask. God for help, but only that you do so. The same holds true with clearly asking other people to assist you. So this can be a spiritual thing. This could have a lot to do with, you know, your prayers and affirmations towards the universe and asking for things that you might need help with. And you have to make that free will decision to ask for help. They can't read your mind. I mean, they can, but they can't. You know what I'm saying? You can't just like think it and hope that it comes into fruition. You have to really speak it. Which is why prayers, affirmations, and all of these other great things are so powerful. But this is also a literal thing, you know, with people and relationships and friendships within your life. Ask for your needs to be met. So if someone is not meeting you halfway, tell that motherfucker to meet you halfway. You know, fuck all that. Then we have cooperation instead of competition. So I don't know about you guys. I have not even pulled the tarot yet, but I'm just seeing already there are some people in your life that are just really like bringing you down, or they're not building you up, or they're not making you feel good, and maybe even making you feel like things are a competition. What's yours is yours, and no one can take it from you. There's no need to compete, as there's an abundance for all. You have complete access to unlimited abundance for yourself and to share with others. With cooperative partnerships, you can accomplish anything. So I think rightfully so, you guys have the 11th house coming out, because honestly, I feel like a big part of maybe even your core business, your career, and your interpersonal life has a lot to do with other people and the reliance of other people. I wouldn't doubt that once we pull the tarot, we're going to get the 3 of Pentacles, because you guys definitely seem to work in a group setting or work well in a group setting, or you have a lot of different like social situations within your life. And it's important that those people and those things, you know, match your energy and help you. So what is the rest of the year looking like for group number 2? We have the Page of Wands. What is the rest of the year looking like for group number 2? We have the 10 of Swords. Yeah, some of you guys are quite literally ending a relationship, some friendships, just leaving some dead weight in the past. What is the... Because the 10 of Swords can be seen as a negative card, but I'm just, from the energy of this spread so far, I'm getting it as, you know, a negative thing that has to happen in order for more positive things to replace. We have the Queen of Wands. What is the rest of the year looking like for group? And the King of Wands. Okay. All right. I was going to just speak to the Queen of Wands energy, but now that we have the King of Wands as well, to me, some of you guys are quite literally going to be meeting someone, or Jackson, enough. Meeting someone or getting into a relationship with someone who matches your energy. So all the things that you quite literally need, I feel like, are going to be really manifesting for you. For some of you, you will be in some sort of power couple dynamic, or some sort of power partnership dynamic with someone in business or someone in your career that just really works well with you. This can even represent a friendship as well, but I just feel like the two of you are going to have a lot of charisma, a lot of influence, a lot of passion, and it's going to really propel a lot of your creative endeavors forward. I feel like this person could be very fucking attractive. You could be very attractive. Both of you could be very attractive together. Of course, this doesn't always have to denote to some sort of relationship or some sort of connection with someone. It doesn't always have to represent that. We can read the Queen and King of Wands quite literally. My dog is like freaking out, and I don't know why. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry if you can hear him breathing in the background. What are you doing? You're crazy. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. But I feel like what I'm really getting here is that, you know, for some of you, this could represent a relationship or someone that you're meeting or someone that you're manifesting that is going to really match that energy that you want. And it does take a little bit of detoxing of other connections in your life to make room for new ones. For others of you, this could be even symbolic that you're going to step into your Queen and King of Wands energy, meaning your masculine and feminine energy. Masculine and feminine energy is just energy, you guys. It doesn't denote to any specific gender. If you have masculine energy, it doesn't mean you're manly or a man. If you have feminine energy, it doesn't mean you're girly or a girl. feminine is the yin on the scale and masculine is the yang on the energetic scale. Both are important, and having a balance of the two make for yin and yang, which balance is so important in the universe. So yin talks about receiving, and it talks about allowing these blessings to come to you because you are affirming that you deserve them, you know that you deserve them. And yang talks about going towards those things, endeavors, and bringing forth the results that you want. So the duality of the king and the queen of wands, in that you have mastered balance in both of these energies. You go for what you want, you work towards the results that you yearn, you put in the effort, but then you also step back and you release your need to control, you surrender, and you allow things to come towards you and receive. Because the thing is, and if you guys really are a giver, if you really are someone that is in the energy of giving all the time, it's very hard for these types of people to receive, because they almost like freak out, like, oh, no, I can't take that. But you don't want to be like that. You don't want to say that, because even if you kind of say that and you affirm that to the universe doesn't know the difference between you being coy and you not. So if you're constantly saying like, oh, no, I couldn't possibly, I can't, then it won't happen. End of story. The blessings that you want to manifest, the person that you want to come into your life, if you really don't believe that it is meant for you, will come for you, then it just won't. End of story. So let's clarify some of these cards. We have the Page of Wands. Wow, 10 of Pentacles, clarifying. So some of you guys quite literally are moving. Some of you guys could be buying a house. Some of you could be coming into some sort of money or some sort of abundance, or this relationship or connection that you are manifesting is going to create even double what you already have, because this person could have an equal amount to you. You could be creating a home with somebody. We have the Moon in reverse. So things that were muddled, with that 10 of Swords, things that were unclear in the past are now gaining clarity, or you're moving away from the things that were muddled. You're moving away from people that were unclear, whose intentions weren't very forthright. Clarify the Queen of Wands for me. Clarify the Knight of Pentacles. Wow. For some of you, this really is a relationship coming through. Doesn't always have to be. Knight of Pentacles talks about trust. It also talks about persistence, and it talks about commitment. So, well, not commitment in the way that the higher font would talk about commitment, but more in that the Knight of Pentacles has good follow through. So for some of you, you quite literally are talking to someone or dating someone where this really is promising, and I feel like it could be in the early stages, but as far as the rest of the year goes, and talking about the map of the rest of the year and what is coming through for you in the tarot, this could really develop into something special. But the Knight of Pentacles also, like I said, if this is sort of talking about if you're both of these subjects, the King and Queen of Wands, and this is just more speaking on your energy currency, I feel like with the Knight of Pentacles, this actually represents that you guys are really in good alignment with the universe, and that you can really trust. We have trust again here for things to come through and to come into fruition. There is a lot of blessings, and that's why we have breathe as well, because maybe I need to breathe. I like channeling you guys, and I'm like speaking at the speed of light, but maybe you guys are just, that's how your mind works, and that's how you guys are. You're constantly on the go and constantly moving and constantly trying to do the next big thing. And really, like I said, you guys are really heavily in that dominant yang masculine energy, the doers, the do, and you really need to start receiving and kind of getting into your yin energy, because I know it probably makes you guys uncomfortable to sit there and like feel like you've done enough and that you can take a break and things will still come through for you. You know, I feel like you guys have this mentality that like you always have to have an input to get an output, but really some of the greatest input is rest and breathing and chilling and just affirming and understanding. And I know that part of the gamble is spiritual, and it's hard to like believe in, because if we're super logic or rational and that's our mind all the time, it's hard for us to believe that by sitting and by being confident that we could actually still reap results. You know what I'm saying? So So for some of you, there is a big kind of shift in your mindset for the rest of this year in trusting that things are going to come through for you. So let's clarify the King of Wands here. And I'm just like gonna drop every card on the floor, it seems like. Okay, we have the Four of Wands. Okay. So Four of Wands speaks to celebration in very plain terms, but I have always read the Four of Wands as destiny, as fate, as a fated occurrence, as something that was supposed to be for you, is meant for you. We have it clarifying the King of Wands. For some of you guys, you're manifesting your King of Wands. Someone is coming in, a relationship is coming in for you. It's almost fated, like you guys are supposed to meet or were supposed to meet, and this is a part of the end of your year in that this connection is really going to build a solid foundation, and that is going to really take off. But for others of you, I feel like this is just talking about what we were talking about with trust, and that the Four of Wands is like affirming that you are on the right path. You are on the right path. And some of you guys truly need that reassurance to understand that you are on the right path. The rest of the year for group number one, what is the rest of the year looking like for group number one? Okay, let's just drop every card on the floor. We have relax. New moon in Cancer. So like heavy energy of like, allow yourself to breathe, allow yourself to relax, allow yourself to understand that you are super blessed and things are coming in for you and there's nothing to worry about. The rest of the year for group number one, or group number two, the rest of the year for group number two. And yes, this card is meant for you. Just because I said group number one, it's not what I meant. And then we have sacrifice. Okay, so some of you guys are quite literally having to detox some connections in your life in order to make room for new energy. Group number two, the rest of this year. Group number two, what is the rest of this year looking like? I almost dropped this whole deck. What is the rest of this year looking like for group number two? And that is some bad shuffling. Okay. We have envy. And we have love. I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. Okay, so some of you guys have an issue with competing with other people, and that's also something that you guys are going to have to do a little mindset shift and try not to do that, because there is an abundance for all and everyone is deserving of everything they have, and you two are just as amazing and great. And then, like I said, some of you guys really are going to be blessed with some love towards the end of this year. I choose to learn through love, you guys. The biggest and greatest teacher is not necessarily our own motivation and us go, but sometimes it is just love. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. All right, group number two. So that is what I'm seeing for you. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really hope that resonated. If you guys were looking for a private reading, definitely send me an email and I will get you booked in. In the meantime, stay safe and stay healthy, and I will see you guys in your next reading. Hello, group number three. Welcome. If you guys chose the Rose Quartz and the Oracle Intuition, this is for you. We are going to be talking about the rest of the year, the rest of 2022, what's in store for you, and just whatever comes out in the cards. Your Oracle message for this one is, each person's road to the inner Lord is extraordinary and personal. How liberating to listen inside and sense moment to moment what's needed. Intuition. So intuition might be really big for you guys in the rest of this year. So I'm going to start with your Oracle and then we will do your Tarot. We have co-create, higher power, building blocks, I honor how I want to feel, I witness the darkness and call on the light with my prayer. Thank you, universe, for guiding me to perceive the sphere through the eyes of the teacher of love. We have Jupiter, the 12th house. Face your financial fears. Obstacles and blocks are lifted. visualize abundance in all forms, simplicity and openness. Okay, group number 3. So I decided to pull some astrological cards because we have some interesting transits that are going to follow us through the rest of this year. Most notably, the transit in which Gemini went into Mars, which is super interesting to me because it's going to be there for the next 6-7 months, which is really unusual because no sign lasts in Mars for more than 6 weeks. So a mutable sign like Gemini in the sign in Mars is interesting because even just how I'm talking right now, I'm like all over the place. It just is chaotic in that there's a lack of focus. So this really cool astrologer I follow was talking about where you want to place your focus is what house your rising is in. So with the 12th house, some of you guys might be Cancer risings. And if you are a Cancer rising, then the 12th house will be a huge focus in your in endings and closure and healing. Spirituality, intuition is going to be really big. You don't have to be a Cancer rising, but it's just kind of like even more clarification if you are. But I think this is coming out because I think a big focus for you guys towards the end of this year is going to be spirituality and focusing in on your intuition, focusing on connecting to source, the divine, a higher power. I think also co-creating in that understanding that you are one with the universe. And I think this is going to really help with your confidence. We also have Jupiter coming out, which talks about confidence, self-belief, and luck. So I think this is really interesting. This is the area of your life that is overwhelming your yield to a greater cause of power. But even more so, I think it talks about limiting beliefs, what's hidden coming to light, the subconscious. And I think this is going to be a really big message for you guys as far as really opening yourself up to change. So some of you guys could have been going through some stuff, or you're trying to get rid of the residual stuff that you've been going through. I witness the darkness and call the light with my prayer. Thank you, universe, for guiding me to perceive this fear through the eyes of the teacher of love. And this card has like this beautiful dark night sky, and it really reminds me of the star card in that the star appears after the tower moment that we have, and it talks about reaching or obtaining some sort of healing after this sort of tower moment. So some of you guys could be headed into your star energy. You can't really understand light without the darkness. The star would not be visible in the night sky without it being a night sky, a dark night sky. So I think it's just really cool that you guys are going to be headed into some sort of healing. With simplicity here, I feel like what is going to happen for you for the rest of the year is sort of simple on the surface, but I do think it's pretty complex. I think you guys are going to have to really confront and honor your feelings, your emotions. Some of you guys have some inner child wounds that really need to be healed. Some of you guys are going to be leaving some past traumas behind. And then we have some interesting cards. We have face your financial fears, visualize abundance in all forms, and obstacles and blocks are lifted. So some of you guys are going to be literally facing your financial fears or trying to release financial blocks. When you're honest with yourself about fears of success or failure, they can no longer control you. Be free of hidden fears by exposing them to the light of awareness, and you'll realize that you in fact have nothing to fear, and that every successful person has struggled with and released these self-doubts. So some of you guys could be struggling with some fear or some self-doubts right now in regards to something. Some of you are just now really building a foundation for yourself with building blocks, or you're wanting to. Some of you guys are going to college or getting out of college or moving into your first apartment or a new apartment, or something in regards to really substantially building. I'm just like imagining the 7 of Cups. I haven't pulled the tarot obviously, but I will, and I'm wondering if it will come out. But just sort of like new beginnings for you guys, but it really takes a lot of seeping through sort of the old baggage and kind of dropping the dead weight in order to make room for the new things. We have visualized abundance in all forms. God gave you such great spiritual power that everything you visualize eventually becomes reality. Hold a steady vision of which is beautiful, healthful, positive, and filled with blessings, and that is what you will experience. So this talks about aligning your thoughts with your manifestations, with your goals, with the dream reality that you want for yourself. This talks about visualization. It talks about even speaking things into existence and being very careful with your words. Obstacles and blocks are lifted. All your good personal work and your positive energy shift have overcome previous obstacles and blocks are lifted away. So that's that tower moment that I feel like you guys have gone through this year, that you're now shedding the skin of, that you're transforming out of. You're headed into this healing moment, into this star moment. You're going to really bring yourself to the light. And I think by being in that energy, you're also going to gain a lot of confidence, a lot of clarity. I think you're going to attract, some of you, I'm hearing a soul tribe, some of you are going to attract a lover. But I feel like for a lot of you, you're going to attract some sort of influence, because people are going to want your recipe. They're going to want to know how you did what you did for yourself, and they're going to be very proud of you. So you will now experience progress and forward movement with your project. So you can expect that for the rest of this year, that you're going to experience progress and forward movement. So if you felt stagnation, I feel like maybe it wasn't necessarily stagnation. Maybe it was just having to sift through, like I said, some of the baggage, some of the heaviness, some of the trauma, some of the healing, some of the messiness, the very essential workings of ourselves. But, you know, on the surface, it seems just very like, what are we doing here? So stay centered in gratitude and ensure that your flow of abundance continues. All right, I'm going to pull from the tarot. So what can you expect for the rest of this year? We have the Page of Swords. We have education. Some of you guys are going to school or going back to school. We have the Three of Wands. Looking towards the future, looking forward through an optimistic lens. Communication. Ace of Pentacles, growth, opportunity when it comes to your finances, career, and abundance. The Fool, new beginnings. This is really positive. I felt like the last two were a little difficult to articulate, and it could be this like pre-shadow Mercury retrograde that we're in, but but you guys, I feel like this is very simple, and that's why we have simplicity here, because you've already gone through the messiness, you've gone through the hard part, and now you're reaching me in this video at a time where you just sort of need clarification that things are going to get better and blessings are going to come into fruition, and there will be forward movement, and you're on the right path. So if you felt really lost, or you felt confused, or you just needed extra like reassurance, let me be the one to tell you that you're on the right path. And some of you quite literally are pursuing some sort of higher education, so congratulations to you on that, because that's really special. I decided to go back to school myself, which fucking I never thought I would ever do. I had such a bad experience with school, and I went to a really amazing fancy university, all that great stuff, and I dropped out. And I am now going back to school because I want to pursue a degree in psychology. So hello, hi. Hello, all my psych majors. But yes, we have Justice, clarifying the Page of Swords. So something about some sort of communication of truth, communication maybe even of your truth with openness. Like I said with that star, I know the star didn't come out, but I feel like that star energy from you guys. The star is someone who can be an influence to people. We have the Queen of Cups, clarifying the Three of Wands. And it takes going through what you guys have gone through in order to have that experience, in order to have that substance, in order to really influence someone. You know what I'm saying? So some of you guys could be dabbling in the occult, in the spiritual world. Some of you could be tarot readers. But with the Queen of Cups, I feel like you guys are just naturally empathic. You have this sensitivity to you. You have this level of understanding of other people. And if you can like communicate that to others and educate people, I mean, all the better. We need more people like you, group number 3. We have the Knight of Cups, clarifying the Ace of Pentacles. So like I said, there's definitely some sort of offer or multiple offers, opportunities coming into your life. Some of you guys could be getting in a relationship with someone, especially if you're currently dating someone right now and you're talking to them and you're kind of wondering, like, also, side note, like where things are headed between you in a romantic way. With this person towards the end of this year, you can definitely expect to get some sort of commitment from them. Cuffing season. We are only headed into like pumpkin spice lattes and cold weather, so yeah. No, but I feel like this person that you might be seeing or dealing with is someone that does have the intention of being with you in the long term. And that's for some of you who are currently seeing someone. If you're not currently seeing anyone, this could be just like a romantic offer that comes about, like you end up meeting someone that you weren't expecting to meet. So clarify the Fool for me. Four of Wands, gorgeous. You're on the right path. Even if that path changes, even if that path is new with the Fool, you're on the right path with the Four of Wands. It speaks to me about destiny. I mean, yes, on the surface, it's about celebration. So some of you guys could be going to some sort of celebration or the holidays or whatever it is for the rest of this year. But the Four of Wands to me speaks about coming really full circle, being on your destined path, being on the right path. We have that clarifying the Fool, so even more. Maybe you took the road less traveled and you're like, this doesn't look familiar. Like, how is this the right path for me? But it is, it really is. And I see that there's a lot of things coming into fruition for you because you guys have quite literally done a lot of the healing work. You've been really patient and really grounded as well in the meantime. And yes, those obstacles and blocks definitely are being lifted. The scales of justice are harmonizing within your life, so you can expect your abundance to flow through more freely. So if you guys have felt like stagnation with your finances or with career opportunities, even love, you can expect things to just sort of come at you like full speed ahead. We have Death. So yeah, so there's a huge transformation. What's ending is going to create room for a new beginning for you guys. I feel like distractions are coming to an end, but the Four of Cups can also speak to this kind of Mars and Gemini energy that I was talking about, and being aware of distractions, being aware of a lack of focus. So definitely, you know, especially if this speaks to your 12th house, definitely make sure you tune into your intuition to guide you, especially when you feel like you're at a crossroads and you feel kind of lost and you feel like you're being swayed in all sorts of different directions. Definitely draw back to your intuition and just draw back to spirituality in general. We have the Ace of Cups. So yeah, I definitely feel like love is coming through for you. The Hermit. Yeah, you guys are definitely going to be tuning in, maybe even more so in your Hermit energy. Hermit energy doesn't necessarily have to be like you're a loner and you like don't go out and things like that. Although it could be, and it could be something that you want to focus on is being more routine. But Hermit energy to me always speaks about building, and it speaks about talking to God, and it speaks about like someone who's going to the gym and someone who's like eating healthy and someone who is like working on their spiritual routine. To me, it's very closely knit to the Hierophant. But I feel like with the Hermit energy here, you guys are going to be really like closely talking to your spirit guides for the rest of this year, or you should, you know, or you should. So let's get a Moonology Oracle deck. Oracle card, what can you guys expect for the rest of this year? Sorry, it's been a long day of being a mom and just all sorts of things. My head is just spinning. What can you guys expect for the rest of this year? We have full moon in Aquarius. Be real. Yes, that. And the water bear, Aquarius, ruling over the star. You guys are going to really showcase your truest, most authentic self. And I feel like to other people. Like, I feel like you're coming to light with a project, a passion, yourself even. Like a glow up of some sort. We have full moon in Libra. So two cards representing the full moon. So lots of full moon energy here, which to me speaks again to intuition. You guys are going to have like, your intuition is going to really be on point. So definitely take time to silence your mind, take time to meditate, take time to breathe, to walk, to do yoga, to just be with your thoughts in a very peaceful way so that you can silence the noise around you and really receive and discern messages that are being given to you. We have full moon in Libra, find a balance. So yeah, and there's that Justice card as well. This is gonna be about like maintaining balance in your life as well. And I feel like for you guys, especially if you are more logical and practically minded, it's going to be all about finding a balance between that and spirituality. Okay, what can you expect for the rest of this year? What can group number 3 expect for the rest of the year? All right, I don't know where that card went. Okay. Oh, I love that. I'm glad I still went and got it. Fulfillment of wishes. Fulfillment of wishes. So like I said, if you guys have felt stagnation with your manifestations, felt like you just weren't being very blessed, you know, this year. I definitely see a shift in that. We have new beginnings coming out. Huge Fool energy. See, 0, 0, ruled by the Fool. This is a tarot oracle deck. It's super cool to me. This is all about the 9 of Pentacles as well. You know, fulfillment of wishes, abundance, stepping into your power, feeling really independent, feeling like you can really you're really unstoppable. And you're going to really see results of some of the things that you've been working towards, and that's only going to motivate you and reinforce your faith further. So what tools do you have at your disposal? What tools does group number 3 have at their disposal? What tools does group number 3 have at their disposal? Okay, we have courage and we have health. So something about a healthy routine or your health in general, maybe that's why I mentioned eating healthy or the gym, maybe that's one of your goals, is really going to be an important tool for you guys for the rest of this year. I will honor the physical vessel that enriches my soul. I was reading something about exercise, eating healthy, and manifestation. And it was talking about how we are cyclic beings. We're not only cyclic beings, but we live in a rotating axis. Earth is constantly in rotation. Everything around us moves. The water, the wind, the earth, the trees, everything around us is constantly in motion, in movement. So if we're stagnant ourselves in our physical body, if we just sit on the couch like a couch potato, although it feels very nice, our manifestations are just as stagnant because the energy within us is not like, you know, moving. And if you actively move, if you exercise, if you eat healthy, and manifest and do all that great stuff, I read that can only enhance it more and come in for you further. We also have courage. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. And we talked about fear in the very beginning. And the fear of failure or the fear of not being able to accomplish something, facing financial fears even, but realizing that by freeing your hidden fears and exposing them to the light of awareness, you'll realize that you in fact have nothing to fear, because fear really is an entity within its own, and it kind of takes a charge within our mind, and it creates its own sort of body. But it's not, okay, my articulation today is not it. So I apologize. But it's really just, it creates its own sort of entity within our mind. But it's when we actually, you know, just say it out loud, it's not that big of a deal. So having courage is going to be an incredible tool for you for the remainder of this year, as well as being intuition, as well as following your intuition, and then taking I cannot. Taking good care of your health. Okay, hello. Group number 3. I really hope that resonated. I'm sorry I've been stumbling on my words. I love you guys so much. I am booking private readings. If you guys were interested in booking one, definitely send me an email and I will send you the menu and instructions on how to book. In the meantime, however, stay safe and stay healthy, and I will see you guys in your next reading.